So walking through it by myself on a Friday afternoon at like 3 o'clock. No, there was no ticket time or anything. But Saturday there was, and there were long lines. And
good to keep in mind.
Yeah, but you just hop online ahead of time.
Yeah, check it out.
And then I had it on my phone, like a little QR code that they scanned. It was very easy. It really was very easy.
Question for you.
Yeah.
So as far as advanced organizers and guided notes go, I'm obviously familiar with that sort of thing in like a classroom setting. But so we have a scavenger hunt here. Are you familiar with our scavenger hunt? So we have a little station, and museum goers can take a clipboard, and there are these photos that are like small pieces of a piece or something.
Like Easter eggs.
Yeah, basically. And so students walk around, or parents, we have people of all ages do the scavenger hunt, but they walk around and they can find each piece. So it focuses on it. It's a much more visual and much more, you write the name of the piece or whatever. But when you get all of them, then you get a prize at the front desk, and it's usually a poster that you can take home with a piece from our permanent collection on it. But is there a way that you would recommend maybe taking a component of like an advanced organizer or guided notes or something like that and including it into the scavenger hunt? So that way it's something where maybe instead of writing the name of the piece or something, they could fill in like something about it, or they could, have something where they recorded something about it on their phone and brought it up.
Without having seen it, I think that's a great idea.
I wonder if you wanted to do that in like more kind of get more detail, then have them more studying like the piece rather than just putting down the name or the title of it. I don't know if it could be like for every piece, but you could have like cues from the placard that they learn, like what style is this from, what year is this, or something like that, where they have to like read the information regarding it, or have learned it, or picked it up from the tour, or something like that.
That's interesting too.
Yeah, I could see that being a benefit for the fourth graders too.
Yeah.
When they're walking around and they have a clipboard and they have to get some kind of information. I really genuinely was impressed. I thought that the kids were really listening.
Yeah.
But like you said, you need to take notes. It does help to kind of cue in or focus in on a few things, to have to write something down.
So maybe I'll talk with Erica about putting some kind of component in the know before you go packet where there's like a while you're at the museum, because there is something that's like, well, you're at the museum, focus on these things.
Yeah.
But it's really kind of quick. Maybe it could be something where there's like a small graphic organizer. There's something that's like, hey, while you're at the museum, fill out this page. Just something where they can like really commit it to memory. I don't know. I guess just an idea. Just thoughts.
Anything else? I think I did make an exit ticket. If you wanna write something down, but
does anybody want to record their answers?
There you go. So what are multiple means of representation, expression, engagement, and then any questions you might have. So a little review. So what's representation?
Representation of expression is engagement. Representation.
The root word presentation is what kind of gives it away.
Yeah, representation, having like different expressions, different modes of being able to understand and
get the information out.
The differentiation, saying, some students need this and some students need that, and there's different avenues to come to that.
So are we talking like representation of everyone, that type of representation?
Not necessarily.
Or representation of information?
Information, really.
Oh, okay.
So like when you're standing at a piece of art and you're describing it, or you're talking about the artist, you are teaching and you're getting information to the students. That's representation.
Gotcha.
So you're putting it out. But it is also how you're doing that. That's the point of UDL, is thinking through that you're doing that in more than one way.
It's always to do it, like if you have like pictures, like I know one of the exhibits that's in there, there's the pictures of the different artists that you put them up near pictures that look like it. So that's a visual means of representation versus a verbal means of representation.
Yeah. Right.
Or the sense that you were talking about from a different tour, that's another avenue to come to it.
And then what's expression?
Like the way in which is this something that's kind of going off of representation? Like expression is the way in which you're providing information, so like the way that you're kind of expressing.
No, expression is how the students are giving back to you what they've gotten.
Okay, so like the feedback piece, like student expression.
So
That
if
makes
you're
sense.
doing an exit ticket, a report, a piece of art, a discussion, that's expression. So what are you trying to get back from the students?
Yes.
So representation is the teacher, the docent who's giving out the information in different ways for different people to understand. And expression is students being able to engage with and learn and give that back and understand.
Not quite engaged, because then we
that's
got
the
engaged.
next one. Yeah, I was about to say.
But I mean, they're all really tied together,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They're all really, cycle of then the engagement is part of the representation and expression, where you're involving students and making sure that they're active learners, not just passive listeners. Right?
So
they have to, you're engaging, you're getting them in, basically.
So what's the differentiation between expression and engagement again?
Expression is what you're wanting to get back from the students, and this is a little more classroom oriented in terms of how you're assessing. Expression is really, another word for that is assessing. How are you assessing students?
Okay.
Engagement is how are you including them in the learning element. So they're not just sitting or standing and being passive.
Vocab words.
Yes. And again, that's where, like, I told Erica, I think she's doing this so well. She's got it set up beautifully. And what I want, so my focus then became, let me just put some definitions and some kind of categories to this so that you can make sure you hit it or think it through in that way, not just, well, this is what she told us to do, but to think critically. And as you're planning and you're looking through the materials and the training, thinking, okay, how am I going to turn this into what I think is interesting, or how I think it's interesting, because you're all different, and that's part of the beauty of it.
Yeah. I'm taking the LIS program at Kent State, actually.
Oh, okay.
And it's like semantic, but one of the things that I've been learning about that's really interesting is they're saying that there's a shift generally in museums from education to learning, where education is seen as more of a prescriptive, one way the teacher gives information, the student learns, versus learning, which is more of a process, and it's more of a back and forth. And there's an emphasis on the fact that the teacher can learn from the students as well as the students from the teacher.
And how about students learning from each other?
Yeah.
That's another big one.
It's a lot more of
Yeah.
that kind of
It's engagement.
collaborative process and engagement,
Yeah, that's good. What, LAS, what is that?
Library and Information Sciences,
Okay.
yeah, sorry.
No, that's good to know. I didn't know the acronym for
And you teach it in state, you said, right?
that.
And,
Just as an adjunct
okay,
while I'm a student, yeah.
very cool.
Any other questions or comments?
It was a lovely presentation, thank you for coming in.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. If you have not had the opportunity to do the Culture City training, it has been sent to you by Erica, so look back through your email, check it out. It's very important and exciting. Also, if you have any questions or ideas or anything, keep them flowing.
Yeah.
I may not be on her emails because I just received my papers at the last Artist League meeting I picked. So I'm kind of new on board.
Okay, so I will, Heidi, right?
Hilda, H-I-L-D-A.
Hilda.
Yeah. I like Heidi better.
Oh no.
Well, and if,
All right.
if any of you are
Cool.
interested, I can send you my presentation, but I do have some clips and some websites at the end. We're not live linked here, but one of the videos that I would have shown you that's really short. It's not a TED Talk, but it's this. It's a really like two-dimensional animated thing where a guy is in a shoe store and he wants a pair of shoes. So the store salesperson brings him a pair of shoes, and the shopper says, "Well, these don't fit. I need a different size." And the guy goes, "Okay," and he walks out and he comes back and gives him, "Well, these are the same size as the ones I just tried on. I need a different size." He's like, "Oh, well, we're getting a shipment in tomorrow. Why don't you come back tomorrow?" And the customer says, "Well, will they be any different sizes?" And he's like, "Well, what do you mean? They're all the same." So that's, it's a great example of the whole idea. Like, if we're thinking one size fits all, we're gonna lose people.
Yeah.
And it's not about entertaining. Like, I'm not at all about, like, we need to stand on our heads and compete with social media and TV and all that. But it is that, like, what can we learn from each other, and how can we get kids involved? We do live in an age where we're competing for attention. Yeah, and all sorts of things. So it's best practice to be as engaging as we can.
Absolutely. Well, Hilda, I will have Erica send you the Culture City link, and I will also.
It is in our papers, but I didn't have a chance to watch it yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm almost positive.
And then, yes, you will also. I'll have her send a copy of this PowerPoint to all three of you, and
Sweet.
hopefully others who are not here.
And maybe I can have her include the video. So.
Yeah. I know somebody has already asked for the video. So.
Sweet. All right.
Yes.
Got
Yeah.
it.
So that's happening.
Thank you very much.
You can cut out that part where I accidentally called Hilda Heidi.
She said she liked it better. So
Yeah.
it's okay. Would you say your name once again?
My name's Heidi.
Your name is. You said your name is.
Yeah, my name's Heidi.
Oh. So your name's Heidi, not.
Heidi.
No, she just changed it. She just now changed it. She just, because you're confusing us, because you said that with a straight face. You just now changed it. I don't know what. No, what's your name again? Our presenter.
Jessica Webb.
Jennifer Webb. Wow.
You're so great with names today.
No.
Nikki, you're so on point.
No.
Nike, you're so on point.
Please.